Today's book is Miss Nelson is Missing by Harry Allard and James Marshall. The kids in room 207 were misbehaving again. Spitballs stuck to the ceiling, paper planes whizzed through the air. They were the worst behaved class in the whole school. "Now settle down," said Miss Nelson in a sweet voice. But the class did not settle down. They whispered and giggled, they squirmed, and they made faces. They were even rude during story hour, and they always refused to do their lessons. "Something will have to be done," said Miss Nelson. The next morning, Miss Nelson did not come to school. "Wow," yelled the kids, "now we can really act up." They began to make more spitballs and paper planes. "Today, let's be really terrible," they said. "Not so fast," hissed an unpleasant voice. A woman in an ugly black dress stood before them. "I'm your new teacher, Miss Viola Swamp," and she rapped the desk with her ruler. "Where is Miss Nelson?" asked the kids. "Never mind that," snapped Miss Swamp. "Open those arithmetic books." Miss Nelson's kids did as they were told. They could see that Miss Swamp was a real witch. She meant business. Right away, she put them to work, and she loaded them down with homework. Look at all the books she sent home with them. "We'll have no story hour today," said Miss Swamp. "Keep your mouth shut," said Miss Swamp. "Sit perfectly still," said Miss Swamp. "And if you misbehave, you'll be sorry," said Miss Swamp. The kids in room 207 had never worked so hard. Days went by and there was no sign of Miss Nelson. The kids missed their Miss Nelson. "Maybe we should try to find her," they said. Some of them went to the police. Detective McSmall was assigned to the case. He listened to the story. He scratched his chin. He said. I think Miss Nelson is missing." Detective McSmall would not be much help. Other kids went to Miss Nelson's house. The shades were tightly drawn and no one answered the door. In fact, the only person they did see was the wicked Viola Swamp coming up the street. "If she sees us, she'll give us more homework." The kids got away just in time. "Maybe something terrible happened to Miss Nelson. Maybe she was gobbled up by a shark," said one of the kids. But that didn't seem likely. Here's the shark. "Maybe Miss Nelson went to Mars," said another kid. But that didn't seem likely either. "I know," exclaimed one know-it-all kid. "Maybe Miss Nelson's car got carried off by a swarm of angry butterflies." But that was the least likely of all. The kids in room 207 became very discouraged. It seemed that Miss Nelson was never coming back, and they would be stuck with Miss Viola Swamp forever. Then they heard footsteps in the hall. "Here comes the witch," they whispered. "Hello, children," someone said in a sweet voice. "It was Miss Nelson." "Did you miss me?" she asked. "We certainly did," cried all the kids. "Where were you?" "That's my secret," said Miss Nelson. "What about story hour?" "Oh, yes," cried the kids. Miss Nelson noticed that during story hour, no one was rude or silly. About this lovely Jane, she asked. That's our little secret, said the kids. Look, they're all smiling. Back home, Miss Nelson took off her coat and hung it in her closet, right next to an ugly black dress. When it was time for bed, she sang a little song. I'll never tell, she said to herself with a smile. I wonder why Miss Nelson has an ugly black dress in her closet. I wonder if you know. P.S. Detective Mick Small is working on a new case. He is now looking for Miss Viola Swan. And that's the end of Miss Nelson is Missing. Hope you enjoyed this book. It's one of my favorite, especially for Teacher Appreciation Week. Have a great one.